Hello, beautiful people. I am Daisy, your hostess. In this video, I'm going to do a quick review of this pack of playing card. This is a regular deck card. It was a gift that I got from one of my supporters here on the channel, Dee. Thank you so very much for this gift. This was from my Amazon wish list, which I do keep on the channel. If you ever feel so desirous to send me a gift, well, there's the link. So thank you so very much. Again, I really appreciate this. Is the gift that kind of keeps on giving because I can use it in my readings with you and with everyone. So very beautiful. Yes, you can do oracle readings using a regular playing deck. I do not know how to play poker. Maybe it's something that I can learn. Maybe someone might teach me, but I do know how to do divinations. So if you are interested in a reading with me, please do visit my my channel for consultations, fortuneforecast.com, and there I have 20 minutes and 40 minutes. If this is the first time you've ever had someone sit with you and just, go through the queries of interpreting a deck of cards and connecting it with the issues that are showing up in your life, I would recommend 20 minutes to see if you are, simpatico, and does it connect with you? Anyway, so let's get started. This is beautiful. The back is just like blue skies, blue clouds, and so synonymous of opportunities and creation. You could visualize and imagine different things when you look at clouds, right? So this deck, like I said, you can divine with a regular playing deck. And I'm going to showcase the deck itself because of the beautiful imagery. So it comes with 2 Joker cards. So we have here like a dragon and someone talking with a dragon. And what I see here is the possibilities, the mysticism, the magic, the power that we hold when we concentrate this through this embodiment of the dragon. The dragon is also representative of a guardian of your jewels, a guardian of treasures. So there may be some treasures that, we're talking about, maybe treasures within, things that you are ready to uncover. And we're seeing this mountain in the back as something that we want to get to. And the poofy clouds, that it's not going to be so hot, we're not going to get burned down. It's not dark clouds. So it's interesting what we can make out of the Joker. So it has 2 jokers. This particular joker, it shows us a naked person, what I would say as a naked man, by this tree. So there is some support even in his bareness with the full moon, the potential that we have at the full moon, willing to let go of many things. And we see him gently holding on or reaching for this beautiful lily flower, representative of purity and this innocence. So taking on this whole new attitude, something new, something brand new here, as we see this Joker with the support, with the full moon, willing to, bear all the inner emotions and approaching this like a baby, pure and innocent, nothing nefarious about this. So the first card we see three little kids with a shovel. Associated with the spades, I see that, the full moon, and I see a person here like a guide, could be Peter Pan in my opinion, and there's something new that's going to be uncovered, something that is going to come from this guidance and something that's going to come from within, that intuition. Something is very special is going to be showing up in your life. Interesting that in the 2 of spades we see what is here now. The genie in the bottle is open. The concept of duality, the concept of light and dark, the concept of 2 opposing energies, information, maybe something is new coming in that's now going to make you look back and say, well, what is this going to present itself, and how am I going to, fulfill what I want? How am I going to get there possibly? In the 3 of spades, we see here 3 mermaids. That's what I see. Of course, this one I would see as the element of the mind. Something, wisdom is now being imparted here. We now have that spirituality, the concept of the Trinity. We see, mind, body, and soul, past, present, and future. These elements are now showing up in your life to give you more security or to give you another element that we didn't have before in the 2 of spades. The Four of Spades now, while we only have 3 figures here, we do have the strength of the tree. The tree gives us that foundation. 4 is the number of foundation, of grounding, and it draws us into this. So these concepts that might have been ideas, as we see the smoke here, ideas are now becoming real and grounded, things that you will be able to act upon. In the Five of Spades, the genie now comes back. Things are being challenged. Things are being presented to you by others, probably new ideas that are going to challenge you, make you see things from a different perspective, or maybe your ideas are going to be tested. Interesting. In the Six of Spades, here we see now ideas of moving forward, and the six is associated with love, all kinds of love, love for one another, love for self, love for just that humanity, that selfless love. And we could see that whatever it is that this idea, this new concept that we saw in the beginning is coming through, it's going to also benefit others as well. Now we have the Seven of Spades here, and we have this, like these 7 lanterns, and there's going to be a concept here of a likeness to this opportunity, to this luck, to this chance, because these guys here, they have like this jester suit. So this element that's going to be presented, this idea, these information, this new thing is going to be very good, and it's going to bring a very light aspect to it. As we travel, we see the boat that was there in the 6 is now here in a more intimate setting in the 8, with the abundance, with the pink roses, with this opposite duality that we felt in the 2 now has manifested here. So depending how you throw this when you have a complete deck and you shuffled it, could this be something in a relationship? It could. We have the pink roses, which represent innocence and purity, in that sense of that kind of love that is genuine. So if you are in a budding relationship, don't send those red roses. Send the pink roses, because it opens up the relationship from a very good start. Not that passionate lust side that it will get to, but it opens up a big trust and a sincerity on your part. The 9 here in this imagery is rather interesting, because while the 9 shows a progression of the numbers towards the end, it could be that maybe these concepts, these things are way too big, and maybe other people don't understand it. Even though you're coming through, be careful not to become a prisoner of your own ideas as you ascend to the final, outcome, to the final goal. So I see this more as a caution card in this imagery. The 10, finally, in this particular, the 10 of Spades, which is the 10 of Swords, has a sense of sweetness to it. This very Greek kind of setting here with this person playing the harp. There's at the water fountain, maybe staring at the sky or the moon. So there's a lot of beautiful energy that's being portrayed here, and also in it wisdom, as the swords and spade represents the mind. So at ease with your mind, wisdom coming in, and you get this when you are in that state of peacefulness. The 11 of Spades, the Jack of Spades, the Jack of Swords, here a very confident reminder of you on your path, in the sense that J for me represents 11, a very divine number, very powerful number, a reminder for you to remain true to you as intuition is guiding you. The Queen of Spades, this Queen of Swords, this queen is very powerful, very smart, very confident. We see that she is possibly naked under there, so she's very confident in her skin. She is so powerful that she can actually hold light in her hand. And we see this urn here, or this pot here, and it's emanating some type of incense, this incense full of wisdom that is coming to her, as would be appropriate in the swords, the spade. The king here, I see this element of yin and yang, has mastered the forces, the light forces and the dark forces, and he can stand and, wield this power, even though these rocks are hot. And there you go. There we have the first interpretation of the pip cards for the spades. So let's take a look at the next one up, which is the hearts, ace of hearts. And here we see some type of leader looking in at a little kitty cat. I find that kitty cats are very savvy, very smart and independent. So here with this idea, something is being presented for this magical and very cunning new thing that's going to show up, that's going to probably, rock your world. The Two of Cups, the Two of Cups, which is, the hearts is associated with cups. That's why I'm saying that. I'm still in, tarot mind. So here we see two chefs already putting something in the pot. Something's going to get cooked up. Something good's going to come of it. They're very happy with this and they're working diligently. We have here the Three of Hearts. The Three of Hearts here, it shows two people. There's an element here, obviously, in the three that we don't see. That's the unknown. And so in it, it's trusting that inner aspect, maybe that's coming in through the messages, the feeling that we can get upon the impression around us. So that's interesting how that plays out. Okay, so moving on here with this, we have two gentlemen. This one, for me, it'll be interesting interpreting this in a deck because we have two people bringing information. Looks like they're inquiring about something. This person is like, looks more like a tax collector. I don't know. So we have this guy here with this gold hat, and then this guy here with this book. So it could be a couple things. Someone may be showing up to present you with opportunity, something new that is either going to bring you some stability and much needed information. And it could be about a relationship, could be about, moving, could be about just something that's going to give you the stability that you seek. And that gives you also that peace of mind because we're dealing with the cups. Now we come back to the five. So what happened? Did they give us something new about how we need to prepare this? We're in the cups. We have a clock. Something is now, impending and is involving time. And so there could be a disagreement because these two have like a face of unknown, a face that we need to talk about this. So it'll be interesting, and hopefully no one's going to be blaming the other, but definitely there's going to be a challenge. Something's being disrupted here. There's going to be a crunch with time here. Okay, so we see the guy in the gold. Yeah, there we go. Still the same color. So we see the guy here in the gold, and now apparently this news, this challenge, and now we're here, and maybe he's trying to say, hey, don't feel so bad about this. We're talking about the hearts here. So maybe you've gone through something in the past that has you, feeling sorry about the decisions you made, maybe something that you put in this recipe that you did. And so here now we've got this guy here trying to bring you back on track, but he's doing it with love because the 6 represents that love, that kindness, that thing that allows us compassion for each other. In the 7 is the lucky 7. And we see 7 plates, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So plates usually refer to meals and fulfillment. And so at the end of the day, we have the communication being represented in the green here, the bowing to allowing myself to trust the universe. 7 is that lucky number. Trusting and feeling calm about it and knowing that you have support with that. So it's interesting that this person seems to be echoed over here in the richness and the abundance, the number 8, and celebrating with others some sense of accomplishment and bounty. So we see that here in the 8. We come back to the 9, and these two individuals are back here. Now they're meddling with the chef here, and the chef is bringing them food and they're tasting it. So there's still a lot of good stuff that we see that has spilled out from these past 2 cards. And the guy here still holding his book. He's still holding wisdom. So it's like there's still a little bit more to learn. And that would be what takes us from the 9 to the 10, especially here in this deck. So we're almost at the end. We might be a little bit of challenge, a little testing. And And we'll see where that goes. But nonetheless, we're at the end of that. Oh, look, with the 10, there is a lot of bounty. We see a heart here. So this 10 is being repeated again. And now it's all ready to be presented to the world. Whatever it is that you're going through, it's good. Now, in the court deck, let's take a look at the imagery here for the hearts here. And I apologize for the lighting here. It's kind of a little bit off. But anyway, so we see this jester here, some guy, but he's covering his face. And in the 11 in particular, it's about understanding that you don't need to explain yourself to anyone. You have hidden power, and you need to trust that. The queen here, the Queen of Hearts, she is okay and ready to dispense whatever is in this bowl here. She has her little jar here, and she can dispense whatever love, whatever wisdom, with kindness, with love, with compassion. And there's a sweetness about her. She is not pretentious, but she's very comfortable in who she is and where she is. And she feels that she has this authority as she swings her hip just a little bit and puts her hand on that hip there, like saying, okay. The pearls are usually associated with wisdom, with purity, and emotional balance. And that would apply here with the hearts. So we see that resonating in this particular card. And here the King of Hearts, he seems like a very happy guy. He has admirers, people that, support him. And he has his symbols of power, his scepter and his golden apple. And he is just one of these people that is very comfortable in his skin and very comfortable in his emotions. He has mastered who he is in his heart. So that completes the hearts. Okay, so we'll go ahead and move these right here. And so now let's take a look at clover. The Ace of Clover, or the clovers, for me represent fire, which are your fire signs: Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. The torch is being held here, kind of already letting us know we are in this fire element. And here, this image here reminds me of Hermes, and he is the Greek god that heralds information. So here's something exciting. Expect something exciting to be presented to you. So we see that very properly depicted for an Ace of Clover, Ace of Wands. And the Two of Duality, maybe this information here is now going to give you pause to take a look at these concepts and not to move right away with this information, but definitely, slow yourself down, because fire signs usually like to take action right away. So definitely, this is when you see this pop, depending on what other cards are being, surrounded with, it may urge you and tell you to slow down. And we see more of this slowing down in the Three of Clover. This person just sitting there around this environment. We have a sense of the three elements being, contemplating it further. We see the water, we see the earth by the tree, and then we see the air. So with the person in the middle being the fire sign, there's a lot coming in this mind, body, soul, past, present, and future, digging in and looking at what these options are, contemplating where to place, where to move, what to do next. And so we see this, there's a lot of sense of, for me, what I'm seeing is a lot of thoughtfulness in the fire sign here, which usually has so much action here. We see the stability that now, and the maturity, because now this person is no longer in the dark. Now we see some light. We see now calmness. We see foundation, a lot of earth elements, a lot of mountains in the back here, rocks and trees, a lot of earth elements. In the Five, we're no longer looking to the side, but now we're looking forward. We're looking forward to this challenge. We're okay being challenged. We're okay the change. We're okay with what is being presented, in the freedom that now we can make this choice and we can expand and grow. And we see that here. Definitely, that's the one that was used for the cover. So we see the Six of Clover, the Six of Wands, representing here someone that's looking and feeling excited with the movement that comes with this, feeling good with themselves, feeling in love with life, feeling peaceful and blissful. And that's a sense here. The 7, the lucky 7, now whatever was happening here and the decisions, we see now a sense finally is coming together that all of this that was happening, more of so internal, and that's kind of unusual for fire signs because they're very out there, is now in a sense pulling itself out where you're working with others or others are benefiting from what you're bringing. The 8 is that abundance, and I like this yoga pose here. The cobra pose in itself represents the ability to overcome fear. So whatever you were contemplating in the back here, you're able to overcome it, which draws in confidence, abundance, courage, all the things that are associated with that number 8. And I like how, they used a cobra pose to draw more of that meaning. In the 9, we come back to this sense of overcoming the emotions. Even though there's this image that seems somewhat forlorn, there's still, and I've noticed that all the number 9s have this sense of going back and tidying things up. And so in the sense with all this body of water, which, so antithesis to a fire sign, as she's got this some hues of the red in her, we see this balancing this before you get to that final end here. And the 10, it's interesting because that reminds me very much of now the yoga has changed. Yes, the yoga pose has changed, and now we're drawing in our back and kind of a sit down child pose, as we surrender so that we can start anew. And in the 11, we see this person looking at the possibilities, being reminded of that divinity. And the 11, the Jack of Clover, is that, knowing that there's more, that the end is not here, but there's a new chapter, new things. And to take a step back and enjoy this and begin to visualize what you want your life to look like after this. And it's so beautiful. We see that here in the Queen. The Queen of Clover here is a queen that's very confident in and of herself. She is confident in her skin, yet there's this sweetness to her of heart and communication. Her voice and her heart speak the same language with the green and the blue. The King of Clover, the King of Wand here, true Sagittarian, yes, a fire sign, confident in all aspects, embracing the duality of man as that physical being and the higher being of man, and the ability to hit his target and the support that he has with him. All right, and our next one now is the suit of diamonds, which is related to the coins in the tarot, which is also pentacles. So our first one that we see is this character here, where it looks like we're using some type of imagery from the Greeks, the style, very little clothing and just cloth. Maybe we can go back to those days where we just wear a sheet. We just love the body for what it is and just throw a sheet. That's it. No problem. Anyway, and so we see this person here, looks like a man. So we have this masculine energy coming in, letting us know this strength around this whole concept of abundance and of the material and the confidence as it's taking up this whole image, right? Okay. Then we have the 2. We have 2 people here. What a view from this villa here. It's overseeing that mountain. We have these 2 people here looking over the spectacular view. Things are showing up, materializing, and what to do with that. So we see this concept of really having something to work with. In the 3, we have these 3 maidens relaxing, enjoying what there is. So we have this balance of things from the past, the present, and the future, balance of mind, body, and soul. We see that balance here in what is the physical, the material world. The Four of Pentacles, the Four of Diamonds here is giving us a sense of calmness, a sense of balance. They're laying down low on the ground here, and everything is just flowing really beautifully. So there's stability in the material world, there's stability in the physical sense, there's stability also mentally, but mostly in that material world. There's a lot of stability and grounding. Talk about grounding here. We move into something that's creating some movement. We see the water. It seems like water to me. I don't know. It does. Yeah, it seems like water. And this person's being very careful because things are changing now. There's a shift. And so things have to be addressed very carefully. So we see the caution that this person is taking in making any movement that has to do with the material plane, the finances, or any of that nature. We move on to the 6, where there's love and happiness and joy. And now we've gotten to a place of higher ground. We can see things from a different perspective. We can appreciate the work that we put in and the rewards that we're getting for this. In the 7, the lucky 7, now we've actually moved away from the running waters that we saw in the 6. And there's this luck, there's this freedom, this joy, this sense of spirituality, this oneness in the flow of the relationship. We see these beautiful flowers in the front scene. There's a lot of purity, a lot of sincerity. It looks like we can go into this bird bath, I guess, and peer through and use it as divining to access more wisdom. In the 8 is about balance, stability, coming back to that balance. And so we see that here with this woman, kind of her 2 hands are out and keeping her stable. We see that prosperity, we see the confidence, we see this strength in it as well. The 9 of Pentacles, again, I get this feeling that we need to revisit something so that we can finish off whatever this journey has been from the 1, from the Ace to the 9 that's going to take us to the 10. So we see like this person here. It could be a fairy or a spirit guide or an otherly entity that is coming here, because this person is bare, naked, unaware that they're naked. It's normal to them. And so it's imparting information here, maybe some final things before we can close out this lesson, this chapter. And we see that this is very successful. There's this very elegant and beautiful scene with this woman just standing there, people serving her. So there is a sense of accomplishment that we have arrived, and the whole scenery here with the pillars of, balance. The 11, one of my favorite images here, the 11, this person free on a swing. We have no idea if there's a precipice under here, but there is trust. This is the Jack of Diamonds, the 11 of Pentacles. We are in the court. We have moved on from these experiences and now moving into newer, more robust experiences, but with this sense of freedom and trust. It's continued on here as the Queen of Pentacles, or the Queen of Diamonds, is expressed here wholeheartedly. We see here this the green of the heart, the chakra of the heart, which is of love. And there's this freedom of expression. There's this abounding sense that there is so much in the world, and so much that can be enjoyed. The King of Pentacles is not as carefree as what we see that the Queen is, but definitely there is a sense of stability, a sense of maturity, a sense that he has arrived here. And we see all the stability with the earthly stones around it, which representative of the Pentacles, which is earthy. The deck comes with like 2 extra blank cards, so that I guess you as a reader, you can draw, maybe put words, motivational phrases, or draw your own design on here. So I think that this is going to be definitely a fun deck to work with, just besides your normal regular pip. I mean, it could be used as a playing deck, but nonetheless, it's a really beautiful pack of playing cards full of imagery, which I'm just going to mess it up here. And maybe I'll just do a quick 3-card spread here for us to see how this would be interpreted. I'll do a 4-card spread. I think the 4 card is a little bit better. for these purposes. So definitely a fun deck. Again, Dee, thank you so much for this gift. And I'm sure that everyone that I do a reading with for them will enjoy the extra information that we can get out of this deck. So I'll go ahead and give it a little shuffle here. I'll try and do do this technique here, which I'm not even familiar with, but I'll try. The deck is small enough for my hands to do this, so I'll try. That part didn't work out as wonderful as I thought it was going to do. Okay, one more shuffle through. So let's see what the deck will reveal for the collective. Think of a question that you have, a concern that you have. Just think on it. So think of a concern you have, and we will see how it is. It works for everyone the same. And that's our first card. The issue, what we need to do now, and the outcome. Okay, the first card. Something here is upside down. So we have the Two of Diamonds, the Two of Pentacles, and being that it came upside down, something financially or in the physical world, could also be your health. Something is off right now. And so you are kind of looking back, looking away from the future, because something from the past is still lingering that hasn't it's manifested itself completely or has not finished working its plan out. And we see here with the Eight of Pentacles that as we can work out the situation, we look forward to that. We look forward to the future, and that's what's going to help us move away from the imbalance that we're experiencing, because that promise is there. There's so much already laid out that can take us to this situation. And so, but that's what we're holding on to, that there's so much good in the situation that it gives us hope. So what do we got to work on is over here. Okay, so we see the Three of Hearts, and this is in relationship issue. So working on bringing some type of stability that apparently we didn't have. And so there's something that has to be worked out in this relationship that is off. So that's what has to be worked out. The ability to express what you have on your mind, and just put it out there so that we can begin to restore that harmony that, you know, we are out of balance with here. And what is the outcome? Change. So there's more water, more change. More change is expected to manifest itself out of all of this. And normally that is expected when we see, you know, things that are out of balance. And as you try to realign them again, things do get thrown off. And so there will be a sense of freedom, a sense of change. You just have to address that very cautiously. And your last and final card, okay. So it looks like that change will come from probably this relationship. So it does take two to tango. Interesting. So this possibly could mean that there's a breakup. This could mean that there is a third party involved, as we started with the imbalance here, and this sense that you would long for that security, you would long for that strength, and but unfortunately there's too much going on, slippery and slopey, and with the two of Hearts in reverse, it could mean that something about this relationship is about to go its separate ways. Maybe not what you wanted to hear, but this is how a card like this could play out without any additional use of other cards. If you like what you see here, hit that like button, share, and subscribe.